And let's face it, it's not anywhere in the parent manual on how to deal with kids that do crazy things. You just kind of figure this out. And one such story, we were in HEB about a year and a half ago. And we were going down, and I had the buddies with me. I had Nate and Noah. And we were cruising down, picking up something. I don't remember what it was, but it was on this particular aisle. And this lady walks around the corner. And this lady was a little overweight. I mean, she wasn't big, but she was just a little overweight. And Nate, who's our honest child, says, "Daddy, look, that lady's fat." And Nate's got 2 volumes, like, bust your eardrums or off. And so it was like, she's fat. And I went, oh, what do I do? And as a parent, what do you do? Do you just pretend like maybe she's deaf? She's fat and deaf. And she just didn't hear it? Or maybe it's like, well, maybe do I address the issue and say, I'm really sorry, my kid is honest. What do you say? And so I chose what any other normal red-blooded American did. I tucked tail and I ran. And she's so fat, and I went, and we went, and we can get barbecue sauce later. And so we cruised over about 2 aisles, but Nate is still talking about it. Like, that's vivid in his memory. And he's talking about, Daddy, look how fat her arms were, and her necks were fat. And did you see her ankles? And her clothes didn't even fit. And he just was going on. And it's to the point where people on the other aisles are hearing this. Like, you're hearing giggling on the aisle overward because they're hearing our son. And I know some of you are like, well, I'm just coming off of diet. Like, this is really raw. It's okay. Mike will be back next week. But today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about fat people. I want to talk about how God uses fat people. Okay? And I want to give you guys permission when you go back to Heiko or Comanche or Hamilton or Stephenville to go ahead and don't get the blue plate special, just get seconds, okay? Just God uses fat people. And what I mean by this is, before you put down your rocks, I mean God uses people who are faithful, available, and teachable. Yeah, not fat people, but fat people. Because I don't know about you, but I want to be a person who's used by God. I want to be a person who's available and faithful and teachable so God can use me. Because I don't know about you, but I want God to move in my family's life. I want God to move in my wife's life, in my kids' life. I want God to move at work. I want to see my lost friends and my neighbors come to Christ, and I want to be a part of that. I want to see God move in my family members that haven't accepted Christ yet. And so I want to be faithful and available and teachable. I want to be used.